Why, hello there everyone. I'm Laxow, aka the Kumo Sensei. 皆さん、こんばんは。よしおねしゃど。And today is going to be kind of a mixed video, I guess. Just about some small things that happened throughout the week. Because this week, by the time you're seeing this video, I will be working because I work 7 days this week instead of the typical 6. So I apologize if there's no one strong, one themed, type of video like the usual, but it's really just because I'm at work and I also don't really have time to be making a one topic video. This week is going to be just about a bit of everything or a bit of some things that happened throughout the week, which isn't much because I'm going to be more at work than at home. So please understand. And yeah, let's get straight into this. So these here are the Ornithoctonine species Ho Chi Minh, and I am going to show 2 of these because these 2 are up on the website. They're basically been up for a while now, but it seems like they're not, well, no one's very interested in them. The prices are fair at $165 for these females. They are healthy, they are eating, and they are doing well. So if you're wanting to buy them, by all means feel free to do so. This month has been slow. Technically, I have 0 sales in terms of the business side for this month of April. So yeah, no sales, but that's okay because that's how the tarantula business work. One day you'll have a lot of sales, or 1 month you'll have a lot of sales. The next month, maybe nothing at all. But do not fret and do not worry because as for me, since I do work a full-time job, I can basically cancel out the expenses. For me, it's not really too much of a problem or a big deal, but for those that are trying to sell as a full-time or are basically dependent on it to some extent, they may face a struggle. But just a heads up, as I stated, I work a lot, so by the time you're seeing this video, I will be at work. And I also do want to apologize. I was supposed to update the website for my store, Laxow Legacy, but since I've been working 7 days this week, I haven't had time to actually update the website. So I'm hoping next week, which I should have some time off, I will actually update the website and add on in some of the other inventory that I unboxed, which was like about a month ago at this point, I think. So I really gotta add them. But man, work does eat up a lot of my time now, it seems. So it is pretty straightforward as to why I'm not uploading as much. And it's really just because I work way too much to where I really don't have time to actually record content for you viewers. But I'm trying my best though, I promise I'm trying. And I guess since this is a video of just about some random things here and there throughout the week, maybe I'll answer a question that I got in through my email, and that is basically about breeding. And the question was, should I buy a sling and raise it up to being an adult, then breed it? Or should I just outright just buy adults and breed them? So to me, it would actually depend on the species itself. If it was a slow-growing species, like Grammostola pulchra, or Grammostola pulchripes, or some slow-growing Cophonopelma, I strongly advise that you just buy adults or subadults, because if you're trying to breed and get things going, it really doesn't hurt to spend the extra premium for them, because you're buying what you're getting, which is an adult specimen or subadult specimen, and it saves one thing: time. It's funny to say, but this hobby is kind of like a double-edged sword when it comes to time itself. You need the patience and the time to develop the skills and the necessary knowledge to breed tarantulas, but at the same time, the time it takes to actually breed and grow out tarantulas is what kind of stops a lot of people from actually breeding. An example, if you bought a Grammostola pulchra sling, it'll be about 10 plus years, over a decade, before you get a breedable size. And my male that I'm selling on my website basically took about 10 to 11 years from sling to adult as a mature male. And people say males grow faster than females. So, man, I feel sorry for that person that has a sling for a Grammostola pulchra and wants to grow it out to breed. They're going to have to wait a very long time. But that's just my personal opinion, so it just depends on the species on whether to buy a sling or an adult for a breeding project. Now, this is a unboxing that I've done also earlier this week, but I wouldn't call it a full unboxing because this was just more so me opening the box and then me just rehousing one of the slings that was in this unboxing. So these are just some OBTs that I've unboxed and that I'm holding on for someone else. And I usually don't buy tarantulas for myself anymore. And that's really just because I'm at a point in my life where my career is so accomplished when it comes to tarantulas that if I couldn't have any more, I'm pretty sure I'll feel very content with where I'm at, because I've owned, traded, bred, and worked with so many tarantula species that if I couldn't have any more, I would be satisfied and basically be very content with where I am. Now to you, you could probably still want more or want to own all the tarantulas in the world, but for me at this point, I'll take it or leave it. But then again though, that's just me though, so I don't speak for everybody, I just speak for myself here. As you can see, this is an OBT, and the way they're packed is very standard actually when it comes to wholesaling. So even when I wholesale, I pack basically the exact same way as this. A lot of people think that when you wholesale tarantula slings, you have to pack them all into vials, and trust me, don't do that, because when you pack all of your slings into each individual vial, the weight and the space of those vials would be so much and so heavy that you will pay basically way too much money on shipping. So typically when we wholesale slings, we put them into plastic straws like this, and that's how we do it. So you've seen Exotic's Lair unbox slings basically exactly packed like this as well, into straws or something of the sort. And this is basically how we circumvent the issues with vials at times whenever we're shipping out an order of 300 plus slings through wholesale. Because imagine 300 vials in a box. The space and the weight of that will be expensive, crazy expensive as a matter of fact, in comparison to 300 straws or whatnot. Now, granted, if you have a small wholesale order of about 20 or so slings, then it will make much more sense to use vials because your order is not that big in comparison to 300 plus slings. But anyhow though, back to the topic of slings here. None of these slings are necessarily for me, but rather for someone else. So, sorry everybody if you're expecting me to keep these, because I already do have OBT slings for sale. The Mikumi locality, which is a much more unique and rare locality of OBT. So if you want to check out Laxow Legacy, by all means feel free to do so. And I do really need to update myself, or update you viewers, on the inventory, because these slings are growing out kind of fast. They're basically bigger than what I'm advertising them for probably now, because some of the Hysterocrate species beneath, they're growing to be about an inch in leg span now. And then for the OBTs, the Mikumi that I have for sale as well, they're basically reaching 3/4 of an inch. So maybe that'll be for Monday's or Tuesday's video, inventory update video. But as always everyone, thanks for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe to stick around. And as always everyone, stay lax and Laxow out from the Kumo Sensei.